Hi and welcome back to Order Flow Mastery course by Deep Charts, Session Dynamics 103. We're going to take a look at the typical daily auctions. So how does a session typically forms out? You can distinguish between clear directional sessions. So you're going to see a lot of session that starts directional and just keep going for the entire session and then find a balance. This one is an example, okay? And that's what you're typically going to see. If in the first part of the session, there's a big amount of price variation, most of the average daily range, ADR or ATR, average true range, which is, let's say, the average excursion of price in a single session, which we could say maybe for stock, an average for the stock market, for the S&P 500, and an average session might go 1% up or 1% down, very rough estimate. Well, if in the first part of the session we already did plus 0.9%, we went up almost 1% in the first part of the session, there's a higher chance that after all of this aggressive buying, we'll find finally a situation of balance, okay? And this is typically what happens. If most of the movement happened in the first part of the day, you're gonna see less volatility in the power hour and most likely consolidation at the end of the session, which if you are trading momentum or you're trading breakouts, might not be the optimal scenario for you. Then you're going to find situations where you have market starting from a situation of balance, okay, and then pumping up. And you'll see high volume during the breakout, maybe a pullback. That's a great idea. And if you want to take a breakout trade, this is a good idea. If you want to trade it here, well, we have a high potential for volatility throughout that day, and then maybe closing once at least 50 to 60% of the ATR have been fulfilled, just like here, right? Like this, range, breakout test, likely a lot of volume here, awesome. We trade, and as soon as we see some consolidation, we get the fuck out, and that's our trade. Another type of session that is often common is a V reversal session. A session where it begins with a very directional auction, typically sell, but could be also a buy side auction, and then a V reversal. So not a lot of this, very directional day, but a very volatile day where price swings can also be very deep and retracements can be very deep. For example, here we opened down and then we moved up for the entire session and then we closed here. And in these types of situation, you might opt, if you're a breakout trader and you simply break out, those days could be a little bit annoying for you. If you are a reversal trader that, for example, here there's a big value area zone, and price opened here. So maybe the last session closed here. So you might expect a gap fill. And so you wait for this and then maybe buy it back. That can be a good scenario for you. Other sessions, and these are my least favorite, is the entirety of the session goes fully sideways. This doesn't happen very often, but when it happens, it's very annoying especially for breakout traders. For range bound trader, this is like the best day ever, right? Because here you can trade failed auctions all day long, literally all day long. And in these type of sessions, during the power hour, so let's say after, 1 p.m. local time or 7 p.m. Central European time, that's when you get all of the directional flow. And maybe you just wait all of the day for a breakout that does not happen. And if you constantly try and trade the breakout, you get stopped. And maybe you give up, your trades for the day are gone, and then market eventually goes. Well, that can be annoying for breakout traders. But all of these sessions are common. All of these sessions are very likely to happen. But it's a very clear framework to understand what type of session we might be in today.